so we're back, picking up where I left off. Just for a little recap, we killed Grail twice, and now it's time to spend those runes. If you picked Prophet, which is fine, I think you only need to kill him twice to level up kind of to where we want to be. We're literally going to dump everything in the Faith, and we're looking to get about 35 or so. So, let's see. Okay, so we'll just chill at 35. The items that I'm going to go grab right now aren't technically necessary, but it's going to make life a whole lot easier. Everything I am getting is incredibly easy to get. A lot of these bonfires, though, we're going to be coming back to for where we're getting these items to get other items later on. We could get them now, but it just doesn't make sense. So I've played as pyromancer many times, and I see a lot of people talk shit about this next spell we're about to grab. I'm telling you, it's good in both PvP and PvE. In PvE, it gives multiple hits. When charged, has an incredible range. The same thing holds true for PvP. A lot of people don't expect you to use it. And so, while it might not hit every time, it's a good way to mix things up. I like to open with it and follow up with, like, catch flames because they're going to roll in to avoid it, or roll out to avoid it. So I'll switch to the multi-fireball. I'm telling you, this is an awesome, awesome, awesome spell. Don't sleep on it. Like I said, it's good for mixing things up. Because when you get into a pattern, and it's easy to do with any kind of caster build. So I got this. We're going to come back here later. we're working on getting a buff now. This buff will give you damage, and it'll help you to regain stamina, I believe. This is an alternative for what I would use if you don't feel damage negation. It gives you, the one we're going to get gives you negative, and this one doesn't. So you choose what's better for you. I'm telling you the one that I land on is going to give you way more damage, and it's going to be far more optimal in terms of doing the damage that we're looking to do. Now that we got all that, we can go back to Liurnia. And you're just going to head east when you get to Liurnia. And you'll run right into the Spirit Spring. And then a bonfire. And we're going to take that to these ruins right over here. Obviously avoiding combat. Give a little roll, hop down there. Now we can have 40 faith. That's not all, boys and girls, that is not all. So we'll just run and hit this next grace, and I'm going to take you to get the next helpful spell before we move forward. And grab a spell that's going to really help us out. Going to go over here for an earlier, well, not earlier, you can get them pretty much any place, but get a couple sites of grace while you're here. It makes sense. Plus we're looking for mushrooms, but we want to kill this guy. He's going to give us a somber 2. There's a mushroom right next to him. Mushrooms are going to be important later. Take note of this spirit spring, because that's where we're headed next. As soon as we hit this site of grace. So we're just working on things to lead us to endgame stuff. We're getting items that are going to lead us to the endgame, upgrades and whatnot. So go ahead, grab that. So we could just go to Jarberg, but instead we're going to run and grab this grace in case you die. Then it's a shorter trip back. So early game lightning builds can pretty much take the same route. Same as Holy. For getting high faith early off. If you're a lightning guy, you're going to want to kill him. You're going to get access to decent lightning spells early on. So you're just going to follow this building here. And you'll see why later, why it's important to go ahead and just grab these. So all we're doing is just walking off of the side. Walk off, walk off, walk off, and onto this house. There's a couple mushrooms over here. Make sure you're grabbing these mushrooms. It's going to make the difference later. These cracked pots are what we're looking for early on. And I know we can buy some from vendors. Truthfully, all you need is 3 to do what we need to do later. We're going to be crafting sleep pots to put the Godskin Apostle down so that we can gain access to the Somber 7. Make sure you're grabbing them Trina lilies also. We need mushrooms and Trina lilies. Alright, from here we can go back to let me see. Yeah, we can go back to the shack. Gonna go ahead, grab this mushroom. That stuff will be important later in a game. So I like coming up to this church and doing all my incantations and spells from this dude, because, spoiler alert, the other dude dies. And by that dude, I mean this guy. So now we're going to go back to the Albinir village, and I'm going to show you where to get a ton of Trina lilies. Just going to pop on your horse. Mushrooms, yeah, because we need them. More mushrooms. You can just pop off the side, run across, and all these mushrooms come back, by the way. Trina lilies, however, do not. Right at this tree. Look at all these guys. It's insane how many you get. More mushrooms. Alright, so we're going this way so that we can get another spell slot. We're going to end up coming back to this spot, but for the meantime, we're going to go down to Lascar Ruins because I did not get an item that makes sense for us early on. So, from here, we're just going to head north, like northwest, if you will. Because it makes sense, we'll grab this ritual pot. There's a rune here, a decent sized one. And then you're going to look for this door. And we're going to grab that Wraith Calling Bell, and you'll see why. I mean, you could buy throwing knives, arrows, bolts, whatever. So now we're going to come to this teleporter. We're going to go ahead and go through it. And once we get through it, we're going to equip our Wraith Calling Bow. Yeah. So right at the bridge, right where this tree is, we're going to jump to that over there. And we're just going to cruise and grab some stuff. So there's the church of whatever that Var's at, and this grace site is right there. So it makes it the shortest run to Var once we get that far. I'll be stopping the stream at about 10:20 Eastern time. I have some errands to run, and then I'll be back to continue on with this. Just wanted to put that out. So from there, you're going to run over here, grab this golden seed. Just makes sense while we're over here. From there, you're going to follow this bridge down. And you should see that like stone gazebo. Just head towards that, and off on the left, we're just going to hug these buildings. And we should run into the map, and we should also run into Grace site. Here's the Grace. There's our map. So we're good. Now we're going to go back to the converted tower. Never mind that. Scratch that. I apologize. We're going to go back to the South Raya Lucaria gate. If you open up your map and you go kind of northeast, you'll see that little circle here. That's where we want to go. There's going to be another teleporter there that's going to take us to get the next map fragment for this area. Beware of the rune bear on the left. Here's the other map fragment, and there's a site of grace to the west of that. So now with your Wraith Calling Bell equipped, we're going to cross the lake to this island, and we're going to get another spell slot. And this is all Super easy to do, like very low threat kind of stuff. So if you're newer, that you should have a fairly easy time with this. Gonna come up here, initiate the puzzle by interacting with this totem. It'll say kill the 3 wise beasts. We're looking for 3 turtles. And so if we hug the side and we walk right over here, here's turtle number 1. Go ahead and use your Wraith Calling Bell, fire and forget. We're going to continue up and we're going to find another one on the tree there. So just target and change targets until you can target this one, fire and forget. Pick up your mushrooms for your for your sleeping pots. And we're going to be following this path and we'll walk right into the other turtle. Fire and forget. Go back to where that statue was and we should gain access to this tower now. Go up and get your memory stone. And that'll give us 6 slots to use. We're going to go pick up a 7th here shortly. So from there, we're going to travel around to about this point. So we're just going to locate it on our compass. More mushrooms. Let's see what we got. We got a 2 and a 4. Somber stone. More mushrooms. And now if we hug this, we'll run right into this chair. This should be a somber 3. If I grab it. Somber 3. Don't forget your mushrooms. Now, while hugging, it'll wrap around to this spirit spring, which will take us to Bellum Highway, I believe. We'll go ahead and light this grace. At night there will be a Knights Cavalry, so just hug the left and you should be fine. And this will run you right into a church, Bellum Church. You can avoid these knights. Go ahead and grab this because we're here. Now, I haven't run around and gotten all of the tears and golden seeds. I can leave that for you to do. I'm just looking to get you the strongest possible pyromancer early. Just to save us time running around later, while we're over here, it makes sense. We're just gonna run to this mountain, basically. You'll see this little archway. You can go around it so you don't have to interact with the bats. And so we're just getting this because we're gonna come back here later and pick up a pretty important spell to get us even more powers through our wondrous physics. So for the time being, we're just going around. And this will take us to the Grand Lift of Dectus, which we'll also be coming back to later in this little OP early guide. So from there, sorry, we are, let me think, we're going to go to Agil Lake North, and we're going to travel all the way south to get a spell that's going to be important for an easy way through the Frenzied Flame Village. So from here, we're just going to keep traveling south, all the way south. Again, if you're traveling this at night, there's going to be a Knight's Cavalry on this bridge, like there is for me. And so I'm just gonna bypass him. So if you followed my path and pick up that Somber 1, we should have all of the Somber Stones to upgrade a Somber weapon up to level 4. So just to check and confirm, we've got a 1, 2, 3, and a 4, all for free. There should be 2 mushrooms or a mushroom. We're just going to continue south. And I guess while we're over here, I'll run through all of the churches, grab all of the upgrades for our flask that we can get from over here. So if you stay to the right side, this thing will shoot and miss. I don't think I've ever been hit by it, but you know how streaming goes. If I'm streaming, I'm getting hit by it. There's a few important items over here, one of which is an upgrade to our Wondrous Physic that we're definitely going to want to use. It's going to give us plus 10 to Faith for 3 minutes once we pop it. Note that on our travels, I'm going out of my way to pick up these mushrooms. That's going to be important. If you're traveling at night, there's a Knight's Cavalry here as well. So up the Spirit Spring we go. And there's items up there, but they're not important to us, so we're just going to keep rolling. Here, we're going to hop off our horse and interact with this statue here. We're going to kill another 3 turtles. 1, 2, and then the other is in the water over here, hidden. So now we got those. We're gonna go up the tower and get our memory stone. Once we get this, because it's faster, we can just fast travel to Morn Rampart. Get your throwing knives on that we picked up right at the beginning of the playthrough. And we're going to run and grab this golden seed because it makes sense. Then we're going to double back and grab the map fragment, and from there we'll hang a right and we'll kill a little shiny scarab, and he's going to give us the poison mist spell, and we'll head back to the Dectus lift and go from there. Well, I take that back. We'll just go ahead and finish this out, this whole area. So from there, we're going to head back to the Rampart Grace, but because enemies are aggroed, we ain't going to be able to open the map. So once we get to here, we'll take a left. We'll go grab another upgrade for our flask. And a couple sites of grace. You're basically just going to follow this cliff all the way around till you hit a site of grace. And from that site of grace, we're going to run into a church, and we'll be able to pick up the sacred tear for upgrading our flask. There's a madness spell in there too. We'll go ahead and grab it, but it's not important to our build. However, if you're building an alternate faith build that's going to do madness, you might want to pick it up. So we're going to head south from that bonfire. And you should see a bunch of these little red guys, arteria leaves. That's how you know you're in the right place. You'll come up to the church, and we've got our beast torch on, so these guys shouldn't bother us at all. So there's our tier. There's the faith, the madness spell. Flame of Frenzy. And then we're just going to run back to the cliff. We're going to get to the edge. We're going to follow it until we see this pathway down. There should be a Trina Lily over here, one or two, possibly, and a mushroom. Well, not there. There's the Trina Lily. So we're going to follow this around to the right to Site of Grace. And this is going to be the village side path or outlook or something like that. I'm not going to sit though. From the Site of Grace, we're going to travel northwest towards the demi-human ruins, I believe. You'll know who I'm talking about because that's where you get the demi-human staff. We're literally going to run right into them. So there's the demi-human ruins right in front of us. We're going to go around the right of it and follow the cliffside. You should run into these little flower guys, and we're going to pick up the Faith Knot crystal tier. That's the item that we put in our Wondrous Physic to give us plus 10 faith for 3 minutes. Hop off our horse, hit the grace, and grab our sacred tear. From there, we're going to hit the other church in the area and grab the final tear. I know I just missed a few mushrooms, not overly concerned. I've been pretty diligent in picking them up. Now, with your beast torch still equipped, we're going to run into these ruins, and if you follow it around, you'll come across a bunch of Trina lilies. Again, super important for what we're going to pull off later. And this goes for any build that you do. You're going to want to get these sleep pots to make your life easier early, to where you can get somber stones to upgrade weapons early on. Alright, there's our tier. And so from here, we're going to head back to, we're going to sit at the Grace. Melena's going to take us to, oh, maybe I already did it? I'm not sure. We can upgrade flasks. I think we can go to this round table hole. Yeah, we're gonna go there. We're gonna talk to Brother Corn. And we're gonna pick up Catch Flame. We can pick up Flame Sling too if you didn't pick Prophet. Let's see. I just want to see if I grabbed this earlier when I had the runes too. The memory stone from this chick you can buy. I did buy it, so now it's time to equip some spells. I do need a finger seal though. Memorize spells. So I always put Catch Flame first, because when you're in combat, you can just hold the up on D-pad, and it takes you right to Catch Flame every single time. Alternatively, you could go Flame Grant Me Strength, which is probably what I'll do for the time being. Yeah, that, then this, and then this. For the time being. We can mess around builds later. Let me think of what I want to do here. From there, we're going to go back to Stormhill Shack. We're going to go ahead and get a stronger Sacred Seal for free. And it's better than the starting finger seal. So we're just going to head along this path, get over to this bridge here, Saints Bridge. Those fire arrows come in handy later. If you're not a fire build, you can use them in the castle, Godric's castle, to shoot those barrels that the birds hold and get rid of them so you don't have to try and dodge them. Just run through this camp. Pick up the site of grace. Run past the neighbor's kid. We're going to want to put our spirit summon on, and we're going to want to kill this Tibia Mariner. So jumping attacks will break its stance pretty quickly. Alternatively, you could just summon your pups after this thing teleports, I would, to where your dogs are in combat with you. Yeah, she spawns over here. Go ahead, summon the pups, and just stay on your horse and do charged R2 attacks. And as long as you're dodging a little bit here and there, you'll be alright. Alright, so now that that thing's dead, while we're over here, it makes sense. We're going to run to this church, but we're not going to hit it from the front. If you're a holy build, you might want to hit it from the front because you fight an NPC invader that's going to give you the holy scorpion charm. And that's going to boost your holy damage like 15% or something like that. But it's also going to lower your damage negation. Again, while we're over here, it makes sense. And you'll also get to see how to cheese this dude. And by this dude, I mean the Erd Tree avatar. I'm not going to cheese him now. I just want to show you him so you remember who I'm talking about. So that guy right over there. And as long as you stay along this edge, he won't aggro. You're going to pass him. You're going to grab this crackpot because it's going to be important later and you'll want to collect all 20 anyways. from there, you'll head back towards the south and enter this catacombs. Now that dude can be hard early on. He's definitely going to one-shot us, even at level 36. So we have this for reference later. You're going to have to walk out of the catacombs, and we're going to head back up to, let's see, we'll go to the Dectus lift. Oh, I messed up. So we can go back to Bestial Sanctum and turn in our death route to get the Clawmark Taliesin. There we go. Our Clawmark Seal, sorry. And so now, if we equip that, which we can, we'll be able to cast our incantations. So now we go back to Grand Dectus, or Grand Lifted Dectus. So from the Grand Lift, you're going to want to make sure that your Beast Repellent Torch is on. And we're going to head to the Frenzy Flame Village. And you're going to run to this cliff. You're going to try and stay in bushes or in shadows so you don't get madness procking on you. You're going to jump around. You're going to find this little ledge. Now you can see how it's glowing red, so you know the flame's up. Once the flame disappears, we're going to run over here. And because we have our Beast Repellent Torch on, these rats aren't going to bother us. We're going to be able to go up here. This is the buff that I like to use instead of Flame Grant Me Strength. This one here gives you 35% more damage, but you also take 25% more damage. Me personally, I like the extra damage. And so now we're going to bust out our seal, and we're going to cast Poison Mist up here. We're going to cast it up here. And we're going to do it again, hopefully getting all of them. There's 6 in total. So we'll see. If it doesn't get them all, that's fine. As long as it gets the majority of them. That's what we're looking for. It only takes a minute. You can do this with Night Maiden's Mist, but you got to be careful of where you stand. Night Maiden's Mist is also more effective at doing what we're doing. I think there's one more, but I don't know that you can get him with this spell from where we're at. Yeah, you can. Okay. A lot of times I'll have to go up there and there's only one to kill, which is fairly easy. Just wait for this dude to die. Alright, so we weren't able to get them all, which is fine. We're going to wait for this flame to go out, and then we're going to climb up and kill the last dudes. Now with him dead, switch back to your torch, hop on your horse, and we're going to head down and over this little hill here. So this is where I have to stop the stream, and we'll pick up from here when I get back, probably about 20 to 30 minutes or so. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys around. We're almost there. We almost got the build done, so hang in there.